What's going on, everybody? It is that time again to go ahead and switch it up on you. You know what I'm saying? It's that Earth and Sky interactive flow. You know what I'm saying? Wait, there he was. There he
There it is.
is.
And look, I told you all I have to do now. I'm like, it's funny, man. We learn to work around whatever fuckery the system tries to create, and I love it. Probably shouldn't have said that
Well, you
within the
have
first
to.
2 minutes, but oh well.
Well, you have to because if you don't know how to be adaptable, if you don't know how to, you know, go with the flow again, kind of like Bruce Lee says, if you don't know how to be like water, your
Like
existence is
water.
short
Yep.
because pretty much you can't adapt, and you're going to have to be able to adapt because if not, you know, in the words of this great rapper that I know, everything changes or dies. Bottom line,
Yeah.
either it's going to change or it's going to die. It's going to become irrelevant. It is no, it is going to cease to exist and potentially stricken from history. so, um,
Changes.
so I mean, but that's the real of it, though. At the end of the day, so we
That's
have
the
to
real.
learn. We have to learn how to adapt. Which is one of the reasons why you know indigenous peoples have been so you know demoralized and disenfranchised and fragmented is because of that fact of being able to adapt to damn near any situation, whether that be spiritual, physical, or intellectual. Do you know what I'm saying? And that, and you would think that that would be utilized and capitalized. It is to a point, but like we were talking about off air, they only want you to get to a certain point. Very few are allowed in, and if you are allowed in at that point, it was because you were given the pass. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And there are
Yeah.
very few who basically beat the door in without the pass. Very few.
Well, I mean, and if you wanted to speaking on that level, I mean, think about what's going on right now with this pandemic. I mean, pandemic. Um, we actually, man, have already adapted. We've already adapted to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people take their adaptation cues from us. Like if this was germ warfare or gas warfare, you know what I'm saying? Like there was back in the day in like World War II, like when they was using all these gas toxins and stuff like that, and everybody's like, "Is it clear? Is it clear?" They'd probably send one of us out there to find out if it's clear. And then they say, "Okay, yeah, you know what? I can tell because he's not puking his guts out. It's safe." You know what I'm saying? Like we've already adapted to this shit because we are the fastest adapters to whatever change happens. The fastest. That's why they said, well, damn, if they're the fastest, let's just go ahead and start testing on them. It'll give us a better shot than having to waste one of ours. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah, but if you look at it though, it's productive and more counterproductive than anything else because of the simple fact that they will never be. So at that point, the best that you can do is try to basically dilute the race, carry on your bloodline with some melanin in it. Because without that key particle, doesn't matter how much testing you do, you can't assimilate. It's not genetically possible.
Oh, no. I
So I
mean,
mean, even if they were to
no.
take all the this and all the that and this, that, and the third, without the key component of melanin, it doesn't matter. So I mean,
Nothing compares.
so
Nothing
I
compares to
I just don't,
you.
I don't
Some Sinead
understand
O'Connor on y'all
their
asses.
methodology of doing this, except for to do so to try to spark fear, to try to do these things, because basically at the end of the day, they have no win. There is no win. It's resistance is futile.
Well, it's everything you do. You know what I'm saying? It's every little step you take. It's whatever I can possibly do to prevent you from getting across the finish line. Now, keep in mind, I can't stop you, but I can make every effort possible to stop you. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always going to be one more of you that goes that much further than the last one. And they know that. That's a given. See, that's where the power is at. So, I mean, my thing is, if you stop trying to fight it and to find your place and find your lane, it makes everything a whole lot easier. Just
Well, it was that way a long time ago. And then they
yeah,
realized that basically, if we allow this to continue, they may do to us what we want to do to them because there will be a lot more of them than us. So at that point, we've got to get them before they get us because people don't know this and history won't tell you this, but they were slaves before we were slaves.
well, let's
You see
let's
what
give
I'm
them let's
saying?
let let's give them a little background on that one real quick. So the term slave is is short for Slavic.
Yeah, Slavic. Yeah.
Okay, so that's where the term slave came from. Eastern European, country that was enslaved, and it was because the slaves were Slavic. So that's where that term comes from, and we've adapted that to associate and tell our story. But it's not that we've adapted it; it was adapted for us. This was a made-for-you TV show called Enslaved, but it should have been called the Slavic. You know what I'm saying? And the people who now
Well,
represent their lineage.
well, again, you have to scrub history in order to, again, the victor writes history. So when you're not the victor, then you have to literally scrub history, and that's what's been done. Uh, that's why one of the people we'll be talking about tonight is so hated by the media, is because basically he understands the rules of engagement to a point that they don't, and uh, utilizes the same principles that's gotten everybody brainwashed right now, and they don't like that. But at the same token, they make enough money off of him to where they don't want to stop or stifle him, but they will try to belittle, they will try to say and do things to this man in order to portray him as a fucking Looney Tune. But it's awfully funny how he was so crazy and he needs to be put away and locked up and blah, blah, blah. And now all of a sudden it's like, yo, wait a minute. He been saying this for a hot one, and now all of a sudden it's just now coming to light. Well, Nostradamus didn't prophesy over anything that happened right away. All his prophecies took time. Again, you see into the future, not the present. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? And that's what this individual has done, to the point where now he has pretty much changed his name again. So the man that we are speaking of is the person formerly known as Kanye West, who is now back to Yay.
Yay. Yay.
You know,
Look,
so
you gotta move backward to move forward, right? So watch this. So with this, if all the lies in his story are told, they will eventually debunk themselves. And the reason why is because it only takes one drop of truth to dispel every lie. It only takes one ember of light to dispel darkness. Okay? So what this man has done is the proverbial, he waited the game out. And while he waited the game out, he continued to increase, 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 increase to where he can now call his boss his bitch if he chose to.
Well, here's the ill part. He's got more money than his boss.
That's why I say that.
So I mean, he diversified. Again,
Yeah,
he did what the system does. The system doesn't go just one way. They realized that that didn't work. Industrialization taught the system that if we just go one way, we will literally put ourselves out of business. So
bingo.
we've got to diversify, because if not, and they started at that point diversification, and they really bumped it up. The industrial era literally can teach you a lot of things about business, how business was done, how it's done today. Now, here's the problem with that. It's outdated, and it's been outdated for probably about a good 20 years because of technology. So that's why you see businesses regurgitating things. Nothing seems creative anymore. The only thing that's creative nowadays is technology. Do you see what I'm saying? And technically speaking, that's just regurgitated because that was around back in the Lumerian, you know what I'm saying? Atlantean, Sumerian, Mesopotamian days. All of this stuff has been around before. This ain't the first time. Computers have been on the planet before. Semiconductors were used way back when. It's just a simple fact of, you know, again, who's going to act on it first? Who's going to grab that idea out the ethers? Now, Ye literally is breaking the mold and has broken the mold, and can see he continues to break the mold. He sets it, like he said in the Drink Champs interview. You know, I was Ye, and then all of a sudden they started creating more Ye's.
Right.
So I stopped, went back to Kanye. But he's like, now I had to come back out. So what does that tell you? That man literally went to the lab and recreated the whole flow. Went to the lab, created Donda, and that whole thing. And now all of a sudden, now he's back.
Well, it's what it's kind of like what Jay-Z said times 10, double down to the 10th degree times another 10. And what Jay said is, it says, okay, you made Jay, make another one. Well, okay, you made Ye, make another one. So when Ye let him make all the Ye's that he was gonna make, all his little Ye babies, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I got another little Ye baby. Look at that little cute little Ye baby right there. It's a cute little Ye baby right there. And what he ended up doing was going back and said, now I'm Kanye again. Oh, now I'm Yeezy again because my Yeezys are dropping. You know what I'm saying? Oh, now I'm Ye. so see, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about being a visionary. And this is what I love about, being able to talk about this, brother. Because listen, as crazy as it sounds, fucked up haircut as it may be, you know what I'm saying? For those who don't know
Three
and those who
dubs.
do know, you know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my thing is like, when you are a visionary, you can see it to create yourself 2-3 times over. You can see shit before it happens, because as you're letting people look and replicate themselves like you're already knowing, okay, well, I know how that looks. That's what it looks like to actually do to what I did it. That's what it looks like when I did it the first time. But I'm no longer at the first time. I'm already maybe at the 50th time. But looking at you, that's what it looked like the first time. So this dude found a way to not only reinvent himself, but to truly show his utter complexity mixed on the guise of simplicity. So this dude showed how raw he was, only to let himself get duplicated so he could come back and show how badly duplicated he really was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one of the people we'll talk about later on today, which was, later on in this interview, it was, excuse me,
One,
this segment. This ain't no
yeah,
interview.
one of his duplicates.
Yeah, one of his dupes. You know what I'm saying? of his duplicates, Travis Scott. We'll talk about him later on. But he even, here's the thing, right? And this is what I got to say about the whole Drink Champs thing. Nori knows what he's doing. But at the same time, I think this one got beyond Nori.
Oh, it was way, look.
It got way beyond Nori, bro.
People, if you haven't seen it, definitely go to drinkchamps.com. It's the first interview you're going to see because it was the last Drink Champs. And watch.
And I'm drinking because of Drink Champs this time.
Look, watch that interview. You may want to watch it a couple of times. There's a lot, as they are now saying, to unpack.
To Kanye, the Drink Champs. You
heard? Because, dude, literally, he was saying things and literally looking at the camera, talk about, yeah, think I tried to get killed on this interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he gets it. He fully understands that, look, man, we've talked about it before on this show.
Right.
We basically flat out called the man what he is. He's an alchemist. He's a wizard.
An alchemist.
He fully understands energy, and he knows how to manifest it, then manipulate it, and then make it work for whatever situation he wants it to work from. Again, just like in Drink Champs, like he's talking about, he's like, look, my wife, we're still married. Like
right.
People have forgotten the fact that they're not divorced.
They're not divorced. But hold on. Wait a second. Let me I gotta hop in because you said that. Please hold that. Please put a pin in that thought. Do not forget what I'm saying, what you're saying. But it's because he showed you how the media fucks your head up. That boop, 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 McFly, boop, 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 McFly. They never officially got divorced yet, even though she's out with her boyfriend. Okay, that's all I want to say. Go ahead, Pam.
Oh, yeah. And he even talks about it. He's like, yo, she's got a publicist. He's like, can't stand her. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Because it's what's portrayed. So it's portrayed that this is this. And he's like, so basically that portrayal, now it's making her afraid. Who's she afraid of? Who's his children going to be afraid of? Do you see what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, it's all media hype. It's not actually real. Do you see what I mean? So basically, he went and just snatched all the power out of that. Like, literally, a lot of people who don't understand how to read between the lines, who aren't really secure with themselves, will take great offense to a lot of the things that he said in that interview. Think that he was talking down or bad about people. No, he's speaking just matter-of-factly, very bluntly and frank. Like,
blah.
It's like, look. He's like, my mind's like a Xerox. Like, dude, like, you give me a bone and I'm creating a dinosaur off that, like chop chop. Like, I don't have time. He's like, if I text you, I expect a reply. Like, bro, like, I ain't got time. Like, I don't. I'm moving up 1,000 miles a minute. Like, what's good?
Right.
A lot of things he spoke about, literally. A lot of people, a lot of truths were spoken. Supposed beefs that weren't even really beefs. You see what I'm saying? But the media, of course, took it and ran with it. And then you wonder why the media attacked him the way they did. Because they realized if we don't break him fully, we're going to have a problem. Because if he amasses a certain amount of wealth, now we can't stop him.
Let me tell you what he said that really just like put a pin in it for me. He said when he was talking about Dame and he's talking about Jay, right? He said Jay's my big brother. He said, but Dame Dash all day. He said, because I'm what Dame would be with money.
With money. Right. And then to double down on that, he was like, I'm a mixture of both.
He said I'm a mixture of both.
Like so it's like, okay, so you're gonna come at him in the boardroom. He's gonna switch cheese you. You're gonna come at him on the mic. He's gonna Swiss cheese you, bruh.
Right.
To even take that another step, he was like, because of course, Nori asked his questions, and he was like, "Yo, would you do a versus?" He was like, "Yeah, I do a versus." He's like, "But the only thing is, though, I need like a whole month of verses." There was like a whole series, like, yeah, because basically it have to be on basically songs, production,
right?
Like there couldn't be him versus any one person, and then fashion. He's like, so I'd have to have a versus for this, and then a versus for this,
right?
And then a versus for that, and then a versus for this over here. And then and then he just kills it. He was like, and then it would just come down to me having a versus against myself. He's like, it would be old Ye versus new Ye.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And Nori said that. Nori said that part. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. So I think what Kanye showed you is that there has never been. You talk about Jay as a one of one. Let's dig a little bit deeper using Kanye as a shovel. Kanye is not only a one of one, he's a one on one in every industry he fucks with. So when it comes to shoes and sneakers, he's a one of one. When it comes to fashion, he's a one of one. When it comes to production, he's a one of one. When it comes to money, he's a one of one. When it comes to rapping, he's a one of one. Dude, he is a one of one in everything so Jay is great. Never not taking anything from Jay, but Ye quadrupled, quintupled down on what Jay did. But we're gonna get to it. Oh, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to the group text that he sent.
Well, bro, he said multiple times $9 billion.
Nine. Almost 10.
$9 billion.
10.
But y'all think he's crazy and he's off his rocker and he's Looney Tunes. And look, I don't give a damn if it's fiat, not fiat. Guess what? It still spins. So at that point, he's like, look, he was like, I'm gonna drop a lot of names. They was just counting. He dropped like 50 plus, 60 plus names during the course of this interview. And then the counter, every time he said a name, a counter would come up. Bloop, 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 bloop. These aren't average people. These aren't everyday people that you see in the street or at the mall. These are people who are leaders in their industry, and he's on that level. And when he gets there, he's like, okay, no problem. So I see where you're at. I'm going to improve what you do. I'm going to put the yay on it. And when I put the yay on it, it's over.
Right.
It's wrap. It's done. Because see, what people in the States forget is there's a whole other side of the world. Now, what they portray him as here in the States is not how he's portrayed on the other side of the planet. They love that man. That's where that man makes the bulk of his bread.
Now, let me stop you right there. Let me stop, because let's talk about somebody else who's uber duper famous, who is well popular and very loved here, but was loved for everybody who loved him over here. There was at least 10 people over there per person who loved him. And that was Michael, the greatest pop star ever, Jackson.
He had more
the
power
greatest pop star ever, Jackson.
No.
Listen.
Star, not pop.
Yeah.
Star. Yeah. Because he had more power than prime ministers, presidents.
Right. This is the only reason why I say pop star. Because before Michael Jackson, the term pop star did not fucking exist.
No.
It didn't exist.
No.
That's why he's the king of pop.
Yeah, because he created it.
He created that lane. Do you not slap yourself? Slap yourself. He created that lane. So let me tell you, while they would be faming him over here, he's a pedophile this, he's a pedophile that. Man, Michael could have shitted 10 times over on everybody who filed a claim on him, but he didn't. Stayed humble. and made his money overseas. Had them little white girls in the front in Europe falling out. Ah!
Europe,
Just mention the
shit,
name Michael, and she has a
China,
conniption
the
fit.
Middle East,
Middle East,
India.
India,
Look, we're
China,
talking the two
Asia.
largest populations in the world, and that man literally could have ran for public office and won.
McFly.
I mean, so American money, really? Like, think about it. Notice things didn't start going downhill for homie until he said, "I'm leaving the country." When he started hanging out in Bahrain, they was like, "We got to get him," because he's starting to get. No, look, he got money, a lot of money. He got power, a lot of power, and now he's hanging out with people who got more money than him.
What?
That's a problem. We're now.
So that means he's gonna get more money.
Yeah, and we're gonna miss out on all that money. We gotta handle that problem real quick, like. So, I mean, Ye is on that level, and it's to a point now to where, you know, he's doing some things, he's saying some things, and that interview really lets you know he's not playing. Like, he's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I text Lauren. He was like, Lauren Hill. Yep, Lauren Hill. You know,
just the way he shits on him. Now, look, I'm gonna tell you like this, right? I'm gonna just say this. Listen, if he is not what he says he is, and he is as phony as a $3 bill, that's perfectly fine, because he wears that shit better than anybody else, and he's got the money to back it. This dude literally compared himself to Howard Hughes, and says, just he said when Howard Hughes died, they made a movie about him called The Aviator. He said when I die, they're gonna call me oh my goodness, it's a term that you use for clothing, but basically he said he's the garmentator or something like that. He said they're gonna call me this, but this dude, he compares himself. Who he compares himself to? Like, this dude does not put himself in I'm the Lil Waynes and the Jay-Z's and the Biggies and the Pops.
He called himself. He texted Lauren and said, "I'm the leader.
I'm the leader."
And she texted back and said, "You're one of the leaders." And he's like, "No, I'm the leader." And that's how he carries himself. Again, he doesn't carry himself to be a follower. He doesn't carry himself to be a leader. And that's why he speaks the way he speaks. Kings don't speak so serfs understand them. Kings speak so other kings understand them. So at that point, he's on a different vibration. He's on a different frequency. Do you see what I'm saying? And he understands, like, he gets it. He definitely gets it. Like he said in the interview, he's like, "Yeah, I'm Christian and all," but he's like, "Yo, I done been to some astrologers and they didn't tell me I'm working on some past life shit. Like, I'm working on some past life flow of being betrayed and you know what I'm saying, like jealous." And he's like, "So yeah, I get in my feelings. I'm working on some past life shit."
Wait a second. This is how crazy it is that he shits on everybody and they don't even know it, dude. This dude says, "Yeah, I'm a Christian, but I went to a healer."
Yeah.
He said, "She told me I got some past life aggressions I need to work."
Dude, like, I've been wronged. I've been used, abused, thrown out, baby with the bathwater type shit. And now look at me. And he's like, "I'm still going through that." He's like, "Some stuff will trigger and I just snap." Like,
right.
But is he really snapping, or is it portrayed to be that way? Is it just portrayed that he's snapping? Because basically you don't want everybody thinking like Ye. Because if everybody thought like Ye, the establishment would have problems.
Right.
Major problems, because now
Major.
you've got a whole lot of for real free thinkers.
But what would that do? What would that do? What would that do if we had a society, a world full of free thinkers? Would it this is what I think Ye is understanding, is that if the world were full of free thinkers, eventually through the process of them doing what they do, they would go from this to this as thinking as one, because that would be the ultimate highlight of enlightenment, would be to think as one, and it would be everybody reaching that same ultimate level of enlightenment, which is thinking as one, which means not only am I one as an individual, but I'm one as a whole. That's what he understands.
Oh yeah. Well, he says a lot of things that a lot of people think just can't say due to fear of loss. Again, he doesn't have fear of loss. He's free. My man said, yeah, my house is about this big, but he's like, I had to get a bigger house. It's about this big because my headphones couldn't fit in my old house.
This is like one of Ye's houses right here.
Yes, that's his new house. His new house is a backpack.
His new house is a backpack. Shameless plug for Gorilla. Holla. Get your Gorilla backpack 22. It's on, baby. It's on.
You heard? So, but I mean, look, he literally lives, and it's true. It's like he was like, yo, he's like, I kind of looked at Mos Def and was like, my man a nomad. He like left the United States and my man just living. Okay, let me expound on that. You're like, yeah, I go here, I go there. I went to France, got to the hotel. It was like, we don't have any rooms. He's like, well, sometimes I got to put my mask down and be like, you ain't got no rooms? got a room, didn't he? Sure did.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like they was like, yeah, you even stayed at the arena in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? It was the Mercedes,
yeah, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah. And he was like, and they was like, yeah, that thing looked like a jail cell. He was like, but I could leave, but I could come and go as I please, though.
Right. Like, see, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. This is why Ye will never be your fucking toilet stool. Because he's not gonna let you shit on him.
No.
He's not gonna let you shit on him. When you try and throw some things to where you would leave like that little nugget of shit that's on the very fucking bottom of the toilet seat, or the one that's in the very back corner of where your ass sits at, he's not gonna let you shit on him. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna right back at you. So stop. And I think that's what made Nori realize, I can't fucking interview this guy. I've got to let him interview himself. Dude, do you realize how long it took for him to get through fucking Drink Time with Slime? It took him about 45 minutes to get through Drink Time with Slime.
Well, dude, look, man.
And he still had 3 questions left.
Dude, that's because you got to think. He and Nori had to catch himself like, I'm about to cut off a genius. And you about to say some genius shit. Go ahead. Like, no, just shut up. Like, me talking is fucking up this interview. Like, I'm fucking up Drink Champs. I just need to watch my tone, slow my roll, play the back.
Right. One time DJ EFN was like, yo, you fucking up right now. No, I was about to say something about you. I forgot what it was that he said, but he's like, yo, he said, no, what are you talking about? That's not what he said. And DJ EFN was like trying to tell Nori, like, what are you talking about? That's not what he said. He's like, yo, he said, oh, no. Like, yeah, dude, just fall back and be easy, man. He got this interview. He'll interview himself.
Well, look, man. He's on a level that really he's truly in a league of his own. And if you don't aspire to be in a league like that, if you don't aspire to be more, he will rub you completely raw.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same token, even though he's rubbed you completely raw, when you heal up just enough, you go back for more for some bizarre reason and you don't understand why. Like, I can't stand that Kanye West, but I bought his album. I can't stand that Yeezy guy, but I bought his shoes. I can't stand that Ye, but I bought his garments. Do you see what, like, but you don't understand why you're doing it. Easy. The man is an alchemist. He fully understands how to utilize, create, and manipulate energy, which is technically, it's the reason why we all came to this planet. To have experiences, to take back the source, to learn how to manifest, create, and manipulate energy. That's why they don't like Ye, the artist formerly known as Kanye West, because he actually knows the blueprint, utilizes the blueprint, and updates and upgrades the blueprint without them.
Have you ever tried to circle water? Have you ever tried to head off water at the pass?
Good luck.
Have you ever tried to beat the shit out of water?
Good luck. Have you? I was going to say, good luck with that. Let me know how many eons, you're how many lifetimes you're going to waste trying to do that shit.
Oh my God, bruh. Listen. Dude is like water. He is like Bruce Lee, bro. You're not fucking with Kanye. And I say that honestly. You're not fucking with Kanye on any fucking level. Listen. I got to go ahead and say it since we're past the 30-minute mark. This guy talks about how he gets Drake, Jay, and several others, you know what I'm saying, on a group chat. On a group chat. Like, it's nothing. I get them on a group chat. Yeah. And I tell them
this is what we do.
Right. This is what we do. I tell them to stop doing this. I tell them to stop doing that. And then he says one thing that just will resonate forever in my book. He says, I told them, look, I'm worth more than all of y'all put together.
And it's facts. He's not playing.
I don't think you heard me. I don't think I know three. I know you heard me, but I don't think they heard me. McFly, are you listening? Are you listening, McFly? He gets Jay-Z, Drake, just to name a couple of the multiple people that he had on there. Travis Scott, and he tells them, "I'm worth more than all of you put together."
Look, that shook Nori to his core.
Oh, Nori was shook.
Like, could you say that again? Because he couldn't believe what he had just heard.
And you look, Nori was shook like Prodigy came back up in there with Havoc talking about shook ones, because ain't no such things as Shaftway crooks, you know. that I mean, literally, when you got the fucking kahunas, when you got the metal, the minerals to say the stuff that he said on this. And look, I saw a movie when I was a kid one time, right? It was 5 Fingers of Death, then 10 Fingers of Death, then and it was a martial arts movie, and it was called Kill or Be Killed, and then it was called then the part 2 was called Kill and Kill Again, and I forgot where I was going with that one, but bottom line is, man, you cannot shit on this dude, man. This dude is nobody's toilet stool. Okay, now either he is being used at the highest level, or this dude is ultimately freer than he's ever been in his whole life.
I would put the money on he's free when when you can okay, look. When you can pull wherever I rest my hat, you know what I'm saying? That's my house. My home is where, that's what my daughter
FaceTimes me.
But my house, wherever the fuck I'm at, like wherever I'm at, it don't matter where I'm at. My bag is my house. I had to upgrade my bag. My house.
That was he said I got me a bigger house. You know what I'm saying? We said, what, you got a bigger house? Hold on. He said, yeah, I got a bigger house. Like I went from this size house to this size house.
He's like, I went from a little, the little lanyard thing, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, I tried to put my earphones in and it wouldn't fit. My earbuds in, it wouldn't fit. So I had to get me a bigger house.
Come on, man. Look, man. Go ahead, man.
But to we said we was going to speak on one of the I guess you could almost say, seeing that we're in the era of clones, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. One of his AKA clones, Travis Scott and AstroWorld, and the first eight deceased, now 9 deceased. We'll never know how many actual, because the reports are from people who were actually there that there was probably at least 100 people minimum. They said that at least 60 to 70 people got trampled alone, let alone
hundreds
what was going on.
I heard hundreds.
Do you see what I'm saying? Oh, look. But see, here's the thing, though. For those of you who basically live in a cave, this is major news and it's everywhere. And it's just the fact that, like, what drew me to it, people, I didn't even hear about it right off the rip. What drew me to it was I messed around and looking at him like, Travis Scott commits largest public ritual. I'm like, ritual? I didn't even trip. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. Yeah. People do that stuff all the time. Watch the G7 summit. Watch the intro to that. If that ain't a ritual, you tripping or you're fucking blind.
Are you kidding me, bro? Yo. I was waiting for them to call up the baby, or you know what I'm saying, or start drinking blood or something like that, because they was going in at that G7 summit.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. So, but when I saw article, title after title after title after title, I'm like, ritual. Let me look at this shit. The opening that he comes out of looks like a portal. It looks like a Stargate that he walks through. So he walks through this Stargate and then starts his concert. Now, while he's doing this concert, basically there's a lot of things going on in the audience. There's drugs, there's this, there's that. There's reports of people basically literally falling out. He called out 3. There are people who were like, nah, dude, like, yo, look, if you was in the VIP up front, there was like 50, 60 people that just got straight trampled, stuck, just done. They was just getting stomped on. Now, mind you, this happens the day after the Drink Champs interview.
I don't think y'all heard what he said. He said Travis Scott, protege of Kanye, actually duplicate of Kanye, is now about to start getting lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, along with whatever the concert, Live Nation, in regards to a travesty that happened at Travis's concert. Listen, this dude this happened the day after.
The day after. So I mean, you got to think. Look, in business, if you know business, sometimes you take the appearance of a loss, and the appearance to the general public is that it is a great loss. When in all actuality, on the back end, you 10x'd that loss, and they don't even know it. Trying to figure out why in the world Travis Scott's about to show up on the richest people's list.
Give him less than a few months for the dust to settle, and he's going to be on the Forbes 500. He's going to be one of the biggest earners next year when they release the statements from this year. Watch. He's going to be a billionaire faster than you know. Public
But
ritual?
the appearance. Oh, and these people, and he's on there like, yo, I just feel so bad that these people lost their lives. And you know what I'm saying? And look, I'm sure there is a piece of him that does, because basically lives were lost. But then again, when you make the deal, you make the deal. You see what I'm saying? When you start working with the occult and certain sources and certain beings and entities, basically it's like, look, here's a story I'll tell you. Okay. An individual was in a town. They was talking bad about him, wanted to run him out of town. They just didn't want him around, blah, blah, blah. My man was like, I'm tired of getting picked on. He called on some higher forces, right? Higher forces was like, all right, so you want me to basically make them leave you alone? He was like, yes. Okay, no problem. He went to sleep. He woke up, and the whole town had been destroyed. He was like, what happened? I just wanted you to take care of these people. He was like, they were like, no, you just said to handle the problem. Basically, they never would have stopped fucking with you. So the only way to end that was to take them out. All of them. Now, you said you was going to do something for me now, so I need that done.
Right.
See, there's always an offering. So what are you willing to offer? What are you offering up? Again, when you dip into that type of flow, you can get just about anything you want. But what are you willing to give up?
What?
To get it? Again, why do you think a lot of people got sick of the industry door? You can get anything you want beyond your wildest dreams, but you got to go behind the door.
Yep.
Just go in the door. That's all you got to do. Yeah. Some of them people basically went in the door. A lot of people went in the door. And then a lot of them people basically, when they got out the business, their head was so messed up that they're no longer with us.
Which brings me to something different. Now we're gonna have back on the Travis Scott thing, but one of the things we also want to talk about was there's a mass exodus of artists selling their total catalogs.
Oh yeah.
The latest being Tina Turner, and they're all selling it for roughly the same amount of money.
Giveaways. They're guaranteed sales.
$50 million.
It's a guaranteed sell. You're trying to tell me that all Tina's works, now Tina fought for the right for her name, and that's all she wanted. Yep, that's all she wanted from Ike, was her name. So I want my name. You can have those songs that I wrote then. I want my name. I worked hard for my name. Dude, do you know the catalog of music that she put out after Ike? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the Prince. You know what I'm saying? But the catalog she put out after Ike was more extensive than the catalog with Ike. And you're trying to tell me that she couldn't get more than 50 mil? Really?
She toured. They gave her literally $1 million for every year. $1 million for every year. She did after her 50th anniversary concert. That's when she quit. She gave up half of a century. At 80 now, she's now 80. She gave up 50 years of that. And you know what she said? I'm tired of making everybody else happy.
Look, you can only roll on a river for so long.
No, 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 no,
Look,
no,
it gets to a point where you're like, look, I'm gonna roll my own. Like, I've earned this shit. Again, another one. I'm out of the States. Peace, love, and hair grease, and I'm not coming back. I'm not doing shows there. I'm not going back there.
When was the last time she showed up here and did a show?
Dude, decades.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, Tina ain't never coming back. Tina got her castle over there. Now think about it, right? She toured all the way up till for 50 years. She toured, right? Now, with that being said, the greatest pair of legs in Hollywood has now officially retired. And with that, she has finally gained her freedom without losing her life. That is the fulfillment of a contract, people. A contract that Travis Scott is hasn't even scratched the surface of yet.
Oh no.
And he's already ritualistically giving up hundreds of people. Eight, nine, hundreds injured.
Injured.
Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Like, he is, look, if he makes it to Tina's age, he won't. Sorry, hate to say it. I can't even finish that sentence. I can't. And now I'm not wishing any ill on him, but listen, when
Look,
you play in that when you play in that league, when you play in that league, he's in league with Lucifer. When you play in that league, oh yeah, bro.
look, when you play with that side of the house, like I said, you can get pretty much whatever you want. So people, if you want to dibble and dabble, again, not for, not against. We all
No.
do rituals every day. We get
Yeah.
up, we brush our teeth,
Yeah.
we take showers, we eat food, we cut our hair a certain way, we brush our hair a certain way, we make our bed a certain way, we drive a certain way. See, at the end of the day, technically speaking, people, all those things are rituals. But when you start to dabble into the occult things, see, those things ask things of you.
Yep.
And if you don't fulfill your end of the bargain, it's not good for you. It might not
Somebody
be
got
good
to
for your whole
die.
bloodline, may suffer for you. You see what I'm
Biggie said it
saying?
best. Biggie said it best. Somebody got to go. Let the gunshots blow. Somebody got to. Yeah.
So know this. You want to play that route, play that route. This is why we are at the end of a 26,000 year cycle. And they opened up Pandora's box, and now it's time to close it. And they don't want to close it. And that's why the things that are happening. And that's why they could potentially get a lot worse, because they don't want to close the box, because basically they know when they close the box, it's officially over. See, those who know the game is over. All this fuckery afoot is basically a show. You see what I'm saying? It's a show.
It's a show.
So with it
Shell
being a
game.
show, they want to basically make you just feel the burn that they're going to feel. So they want everybody else to feel that, so they can have that last little bit of glory. They last little quote unquote 15 minutes of fame, because they know what's coming, because it's already here and they know it. But they want to go to the last Truman Show. Make it rain. Make it rain harder. I said, make it rain harder. And what did Truman do? He kept
Paul G.
trooping. He kept going.
Hey, poor Paul Giamatti. He's like, but you're gonna kill him.
I said, make it rain harder.
Oh, Christoph. Oh, well, let's look. Did you ever notice, man? Look, this dude, right, came out of nowhere, right? And he went against Ye.
Yeah.
He went against Ye. Look, there is something to be said about people that go against Ye.
Facts.
Something's gonna happen to him. So he is look, the more superlative Ye becomes, those who go against him, listen, let me put it this way. You know how Jay-Z now wears his hair like what's his name, the artist? I can't think of it right now. Uh what's his name, man? Famous artist. I can't think
Artist,
come on. Yeah,
rapper,
no,
actor.
artist.
Okay.
The one that the Ye, in other words, like Jay-Z was not talking all this Picasso shit. He was not talking all this Basquiat,
Okay.
Michelle Basquiat. He was not talking all the Basquiat stuff. Ye put him onto that. If anything, Ye and Dame Dash put him onto that.
Yes.
And then he's wearing Basquiat shirts and Basquiat this and Basquiat that, trying to assume and assimilate the energy of Michelle Basquiat, right? And here's what happens. He now has the locks that look like Basquiat. He now has tried to totally embrace Basquiat's artwork. He's tried to make him and his wife look on the cover of this Tiffany photo shoot that they did like it's more Basquiat-esque. All of this good stuff. Ye put him onto that stuff.
Well, I mean, he look. Jay isn't new to hijacking styles, is he?
No, not at all.
Now
I'm
look,
gonna hijack your shit
now
next.
there's nothing wrong with it per se, but he ain't new to the shit. Let's just keep it real.
Well, DMX said something that was pretty integral, right? In regards to the battle. Now you got to watch a little couple of excerpts where he talks about Jay, and he said about Jay. He said Jay is all about the money. He said Jay has always been all about the money. Nothing else really matters to Jay. Love doesn't really matter to Jay. If you listen to Jay when he talks about it, and he says on My Twisted Dark Fantasy, he says love. Says I don't. He said I don't get enough of it. Love. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know. He can't process true love. He can't even probably process the love of his children. Truly process the love of
Well,
his
that was
children.
look. Let's just keep it real. That was a manufactured marriage. Manufactured. Look, people, if you don't know how like royalty worked back in the day, which is why they all started dying out, is because basically what happens is this: royalty can only marry royalty, right? But here's where the problem comes: they kept marrying into each other's families. So now you've got second cousin married a fourth cousin. That's where hemophilia became a problem because basically their blood just started getting all types of jacked up because pretty much you was marrying your own kin. So when you start to look at it, royalty marries royalty. It's just how it's done. That's why do you think the whole thing with Princess Diana was so big? She wasn't royal. She was a commoner. A commoner. That's a no. That's a no.
You're
But
not blue blood.
no, not even remotely close. But you know, when you're next in line, you feel yourself smell your nuts a little bit, so you feel like your mother's favorite. So you gon' do what you do. But here's the thing: she was chosen because she was a commoner with something special. She didn't know how special her genes really were. The blonde hair, the blue eyes. She had no idea how special her DNA was to them.
Mm.
She produced children. After the production of those children, and once they got to a certain age, she was no longer
needed.
No longer needed. Go and do as you please. And then she got with some money. And then they made them both disappear in a tunnel.
The tunnel of love.
So again, people, when you deal with the darker side of things, now we just want to show you something real quick about Mr. Scott and his shirt. Now just watch this. Might play it a couple times for you so you kind of see, and we're going to break down his shirt in hour 2.
Bomb.
Now, you see a blue going in to a door type box, coming out red. I'll play it again for you. Interesting. His whole set, he's coming out of a portal. It looks like a Stargate that he is walking through. Then you see his shirt. People who understand, people who understand rituals, understand what they feel. It's not, and these people will tell you, I saw that and it just made me sick to my stomach. You don't see anybody dying. No one's getting shot. There's no blood being shown. These are people who understand that art. And it made them feel some type of way. It made them feel dirty, icky. Because they know what was being done on the real. Now, mind you, in broad daylight. Now, you know, you really got to be pretty brazen, but most of the biggest crimes ever committed happened in broad daylight, in front of everybody. The magician. You honestly think David Copperfield levitated over the Grand Canyon? Do you? Do you? Because I'll tell you what, if Dave did do that, the government would have snatched Dave up and said, either you're going to teach us how to do that, or you're going to do that for us, or you're going to disappear. For real.
The ultimate magician's trick. How to disappear. Listen.
So, I mean, so to do something like that, and they had him on TV earlier, and when you look at him, he looks remorseful, because I'm sure there is a part of him that is remorseful. But at the same token, again, on the back end, he's going to pay out on the front end some guap. What he makes on the back end, there's not a word for. There's just, you can make up whatever word you want in whatever language you want.
Show the picture. Show the picture one more time, Scott. Now, you see them coming through the portal, right?
Right.
I wish we could show them that video that I sent over to you earlier. That one where they're all running through the gates, and they're trampling over each other during the day.
Just to get in. I mean, just to get into the concert.
See, that's what you don't look. Here's the thing, right? The two to me came back to back. I saw the gates, and then I saw the shirt, and I said, "Oh, it's all about running through the gates, and it's all about getting through the gates." And if you look at the show the clip one more time, look at the first two blue or purples. that are on the other side before they come out red. See, what happens is it's almost like somebody's laying down. You know what I'm saying? Because what they were saying were people were laying down getting trampled on. All right. And they said literally when you fell to the ground, it was an invariable death sentence.
Yeah, because you couldn't
See,
get up.
because you couldn't get up. So when if we had the other clip we could show you where they were running through the gates, they were just pushing through the gates, hundreds of people, not 15, not 20, not 30, not 50 people,
Dude,
hundreds of people.
thousands of people were there.
Well,
That was
thousands were waiting to get through the gate, but only hundreds were coming through at a time. And it was like, you had some people that like, listen, I'm gonna put you in the perspective of something that if you haven't seen it yet, you still need to go watch it. The Squid Games. For those who have not seen Squid Games off of the Squid Game off of Netflix, it is what it reminds you of. It's like somebody was waiting for them to say, all right, you guys get through this gate as fast as you can, and on the other end, we're going to give you some money. We're going to give you some money. And when they did that, guess what? They rushed through that gate, and you can hear the people screaming. You can hear the people screaming, and literally,
well, I mean,
you can hear the people screaming and crying. And some people actually went back. Some people didn't go back. Some people were like, I'm just gone. I made it through. I'm gone.
Well, think about it. If you're VIP, which was a big area, by the way, first come, first serve. There's no seating. It's standing. There were no seats, people. So it's not like this was an outdoor concert. All right. So there were no seats for you to get to. You went and got your spot. If you were VIP and you literally wanted to be right next to the stage, you better return to the Mercury or Flash real quick, because basically you had to go get your spot. So when you literally open up the gates and turn it into a free-for-all, people, that's the main reason why I got out of retail over 20 years ago. Because I am a larger indigenous person. I work with predominantly non-melanated people, and they had gotten damn near trampled on Black Friday. So who do you think they would send to the door to unlock the door? Yeah, bruh. And I made it known. Look here. You're sending me up there. Let that try to happen. And I'm taking them out one by one. I will literally make bowling pins out of them. They will get launched. This was 20 years ago, so your boy was spry. Spry. Like, oh, you want to bring the ruckus? We can do that. And I'm definitely going to handle that business for you, bro. So you ain't going to get to go shopping today. As a matter of fact, look, the 10 people behind you, I'm throwing you into them. And the next person to come through is going to get thrown into the next 10 people. Again, but I'm not getting trampled for the amount of money I was making. Bad enough in the store, I'm trying to put items back on the shelf that are being to replenish the stock, having grandma ram me with a cart to get out the way. I had to get about that. And I'm working there. So I understand the trample herd mentality. They just see red, doors open, and they just get to getting. So just imagine you bought these tickets to this show and you've been cooped up in your house for 18, 20 months. You ain't gone to no concert. You didn't win. It's an outdoor zone. Don't know if they had to be jabbed or not jabbed. Don't know. Really
Jabby, no jab.
You see what I'm saying? At this point, it makes no difference why lives are still lost to numbers that we will never truly know. But again, first come, first serve. If the VIP is holding, 500 people, 300 people, 200 people. You got to be in that first group, but where you going to be? Are you going to be in the back of that 200 people? Or are you going to be in the front of that 200 people? Mind you, these people have been drinking, smoking, pilling. Who knows what else? And now the gates open. And it's a free-for-all. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? Now, mind you, this is why he's going to pay for it on the front end, because he's the name. He's the money.
Right.
So they can't sue somebody who ain't got nothing.
And all they going after is the LLC. They're not going after him personally. They can't get after him.
No.
He's protected.
Right.
So many different layers. He's insulated. You know what I mean?
But it's going to affect his upfront dollars.
Yeah, very true.
But on the back end, keep backing the trailers up. We got a lot of money to put in here today, people. Just keep backing them up. We gonna need. You got 10? No, we gonna need about 45 trailers. Yeah, we're stocking these bad boys full. Just keep backing them up. Just keep backing them up. And when we're done with the trailers, we're going to need Brinks trucks. We need about 45 of those too. And we're going to keep shoveling this money in on the back end. This is the stuff you're not going to see, people. Again, these things aren't done for no reason. Everything is done for a reason. Everything has its flow. Again, so you're trying to tell me the alchemist himself, known as Ye, is in the middle of a concert, puts the brakes on his concert. Yo, Kim was in France. Dudes took the jewels. They robbed my wife. I'm outro. In the middle of a concert? Do you know how much his nosebleed seats cost to see him? Nosebleed, like, bro, you taking little breaths because ain't no oxygen where you at. To stop the concert, and he left. He didn't stop the concert and be like, yo, somebody else kick some shit. No, concert over. Thanks for coming out. Have a good night. God bless.
We gonna catch up with y'all. Thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Thank you. Bruh, the jewels were insured for way more than what they're worth. I used to sell insurance, so I know how that game works. You insure something for way more than it's worth because basically it would just hurt you, and the personal loss, the attachment, the mental anguish that you go through when you lose something of value. That's the game.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the jewels got snatched to get 5 times those jewels were actually worth. Mind you, Ye will tell you, I'm always in Paris.
Niggas in Paris. Come on, you seen it. You heard the song. You seen the video. You know what I mean?
But if your wife got robbed for her jewels, if she actually got robbed for her jewels, me personally, if I'm stopping the show in the middle of the show and my wife got robbed for jewels, bruh, look, when I get there, I'm not alone. And then there are going to be people who you're not even going to know are with me. And we're going to find who took the jewels.
And we're coming with the wet work team.
Enforcement involved.
Wet work team, bro.
You robbed my wife.
We're coming with the wet works for y'all.
Dude, there's look. We all seen the movie Take It. I've got a unique set of skills. And in the words of one of my most favorite rappers, I got gorillas that can make things go kablamo. So,
cheers to that dude.
Cheers to that dude. I'm gonna tell you. Take my laptop to the blacktop to see if my stocking crack drop. Boy, that's one of the hardest lyrics I've ever heard in my life. But people, so this will let you know that there's always something going on. There's always a manipulation of energy.
Yep.
Only thing is, Yay isn't costing people their lives.
Mm-mm.
This costs people their lives, which means
Lives.
basically at that point, what is to gain, if that is a monetary gain, is going to be vast. Because it wasn't just 1 or 2 or 3. We're talking 8, now to say 9, and hundreds injured. How many of those injured people do you think are actually gonna recover? If the number's actually now 9 isn't like 90. They said they were carrying people out like it was nothing. Like they was just shouldering, they was bodying people. Sack of potatoes ring a bell, people?
And then what about the jabs and everything? I mean, these people were getting jabbed up they were getting jabbed up at the whole function. Like people were reporting that they're getting jabs, they're getting shots, they're feeling somebody sticking them. Listen, let's think about this real quick.
In the police report, you know it's crazy when the police do their little interview, when they say their little spiel on camera to the media. When they tell you, yeah, you know, one of the guys was trying to get to somebody, and while he was trying to get to and help him out, said he felt a prick in his neck. And he needed attention then himself. And then when he got to the hospital, it was confirmed that basically, yeah, he had gotten pricked with something in his neck.
I wonder what they were shooting him up with. I wonder what they were jabbing these people with that was making them pass out. And how many people were getting jabbed? And what was the motive behind it? See, I got questions. And see, my thing is, I have to logically step back and I have to look back and I have to ask questions. And the questions are based around what is it about this particular, AstroWorld, you know what I'm saying? At this time,
well look at the name.
It's different.
AstroWorld.
Right. And I mean, look, I had to put 2 and 2 together. Obviously, I'm thinking this dude's talking about AstroWorld, and he's just out of there, out of his mind, and some space stuff. But this dude is just talking about the Houston Astros, and it made perfect sense at that point in time because I didn't know until this day that he was from Houston. But then that part made sense. But now looking at the part that we're in a pandemic.
Still technically,
and people are in a concert where they are 9 times out of 10 not wearing masks. 9 times out of 10 nobody's vaccinated, and then they're all hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, let's say 50,000. Let's just say 50,000. You know what I'm saying? 50,000 people deep in this one little place, and they're all congregating well within the 6-foot barrier that they want people to stay within, and people are getting jabbed up. Now, I'm willing to bet that these people weren't getting vaxxed up.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No,
they weren't vaccinating. They weren't vaccinating that thing up. You know what I'm saying? They were getting jabbed the fuck up, and on top of that, they're passing out. And when they wake up, if they're lucky to wake up, because if you jab and you fall around, we already said that it was a proverbial death sentence if you fell on the ground.
Yeah, because you was getting stomped out.
You're getting stomped out. Bro, I know about the stomp game. I've been in so many fights. I remember one time I got in a fight with the fucking football team. And it was me and this one dude named Torian Letcher, my dude. Hey, from Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Tori, if you're watching this. But you know what I'm saying? We got stomped. I fell on the ground. And I started feeling the stomp game live and direct. And I said, you know what? No, this is not going to be the end of my day. So but when you're jabbed up and you fall to that ground and you don't know what somebody just shot in you.
Well, see, what I'm interested in, which I got a feeling we'll never really know, I want to know the toxicology report on the deceased.
Ooh. Of course, they're not going to tell you that, but ooh. Mm-hmm.
because then you're going to know. You're going to find out at that point. But see, we'll never know because
basically, and they will know. They'll know, but we won't know.
Well, look, they'll know, but again, when you deal in that side of things, everybody's in on it. But those not in the know.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So the cover up is the cover up. Everybody's been paid. What happened? Nothing to see here. No droids here. Have a good day.
Move along.
Move along.
Move along.
That's just
there are no droids here. There are no droids here.
No droids. But that's how the game is played when you deal in that type of thing. Now, mind you, again, am I for it or against it? Doesn't matter to me. But we live in a cause and effect world.
In this universe, it is causality. Causality that makes the decision. Causality. I'm sorry, I just had my Merovingian moment there. Don't mind me.
But yeah, bruh, because it all tastes like chicken. Look, it's so, people, if you haven't noticed, a lot of things are coming to light. If you haven't noticed, a lot of people are showing their true selves right now. If you haven't noticed these things, and if you haven't noticed, it might be too late for you, because when it starts to click, it might really make you snap. And that's what they're counting on, is you snapping. They're counting on you not having rational thought. They're counting on you basically snapping like everybody, because basically the writing is on the wall now. And okay, subliminal messaging. Now, here's how deep the mind is, and we only see 1% of the spectrum. You want to reprogram yourself? I'm going to give you a fat jewel. Okay, if you own your own home, or you have the okay to repaint your apartment, you want to reprogram yourself? Write on the walls what you want. Write all over the walls what you want. All over the walls what you want. Everywhere. And then paint over it. See, your 1% of the spectrum can't see it. But your eyes are actually taking in what's behind the paint. You can literally reprogram yourself. It's that simple. So yes, that's a free one. I'm good at giving away freebies. Need to stop that shit though. But
you do. You really do.
That one right there, try it. You want to paint your kid's room? You want your kid to grow up to be a genius? Paint genius. Write genius all over the room. All over the room. Everywhere. You are a genius everywhere in the room. Then paint over it. No need to thank me. I then will know that basically the world will be in a better place, because your child will become a genius. And quantum physics is a very, very powerful thing. It is basically been the new science for a very long time. But science is now finally giving in to quantum mechanics and quantum physics, because we're at a place now in time which things are happening that science can't understand nor explain. Religion can't understand it nor explain it. You have no choice but to honor and respect the quantum physics and quantum mechanics of life. Tesla was trying to tell people this a long time ago. He was so good at it that they deemed him crazy, and then basically drove him to death and then stole all his shit. Facts. Oh, and by the way, 45's dad was one of the first people in his apartment in New York City. when Tesla passed on, and when the rest of the people got there to clean up, there wasn't really anything left to clean up. Okay, so there's that. Dropping jewels on you people. You're dropping jewels, big, fat, fucking shiny diamonds on y'all. You know what I mean?
Gemstones and rubies and opals.
Dude, you want to talk about
sapphires, princess cut.
What was just dropped is literally like walking into a treasure room in a pyramid. Was just dropped. Literally.
Y'all really have to understand, right? That a lot of what's going on at this point in time and stage is the ultimate revelation. Here's the ultimate revelation, right? How can a rapper kid from Chicago become a $9 million earner? How can $9 billion earner? Thank you for that correction. Something didn't even sound right when it rolled off my tongue. How can a little skinny black kid from Houston get his own version of a quarter pounder? You know what I'm saying? And then turn around and now, being the cause of a lot of people losing their lives after our harmonics issue caused people to go damn near butt ass crazy. See, this is the thing that we're talking about when we say sound waves, frequencies, and vibrations. Okay, these are the master of harmonics, and harmonics are what will control you. Now look at harmony and harmonics. Research the word harmon, HARMON.
You want to tell them what Rockefeller did back in the day?
Oh, well, we know that Rockefeller was performing a lot of different programs as well. There's a lot of different things that he did, but which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the experiment that he was doing?
I'm talking about he single-handedly, him and his family single-handedly
changed up
music,
the frequencies and the harmonics. Yeah.
To a frequency that basically makes you violent, angry, depressed.
They went to what is it? 428 megahertz?
No,
when we were at 528.
It was supposed to be 428 is what it was. They took it to 444.
Okay.
Hence the creation of the 808. It's something, dude, look, I ain't gonna front. I'm an early 70s baby. Early 70s. So I grew up with cars drive by with the booming systems. So of course, what did I do? I went and got the 218s in the trunk with the high fidelity tweets and the booming mids. You heard me coming blocks away, just like everybody else, to the point where literally I took the rearview mirror off because it wouldn't stay on. I couldn't use my side mirrors because basically they would, and I couldn't ride with my windows up, or I'd have blew the windows out. So you really not only heard me coming, but felt me coming, and there were hundreds of me's in my city alone, let alone across the country, not even knowing what we were really doing, what we were being conditioned for, had no idea. Zero. All part of the master plan. All part of the master plan.
So listen, we already know about the doctor, the Japanese doctor who did the water experiment.
Dr. Emoto.
Dr. Emoto, okay? Now, we already know about how they're making the army, actually the military. Let me not say the army. The military has a sound wave gun that can omit sound waves that actually cause heat, that cause lots of mass discomfort, that can cause you to shit on yourself. Let's be honest. The right frequency will cause you to shard your pants every time. Now, let's take it to another level, right? With the, let's say the last place you probably saw this was in a movie called The Kingsman. And The Kingsman in that church, it was in the second one, whatever the second Kingsman was. And they just turned these people ultra violent. And it was done
No,
through
that
them
was the
having.
first one. That was the first one with Samuel Jackson.
Okay.
With
Well,
the cell
whichever one,
phones.
yeah, whichever one it was, you know what I'm saying, with the cell phones, it caused these people to go ultra violent. Now, what was it about the cell phone? It was the sound waves that omitted from the cell phone,
The
the
frequency got him.
frequencies that came out of the cell phones, the vibrations that came out of the cell phones. Listen, let me tell you the one key thing that controls and holds this universe together is sound waves, frequencies, and vibrations. So when you have 50,000 people at a Travis Scott concert and you are manipulating sound waves, frequencies, and vibrations at the behest of those who employ him, it's only a matter of time before some situation like this happens. Now, what was the situation that used to be done back in the day? Because blacks were never really on this. We were never. The matter of fact, Robert Johnson was one of the first ones who they said crossed through the crossed over and made that deal with the devil. You know what I'm saying? Now he wasn't the first one, but he was one of many who made that deal and began playing like it was two or three people playing at the same time, almost like there's other countless other artists who literally had different fingers and
Well,
added appendages and all that shit to be
well,
able to play music
dude,
differently.
Led Zeppelin will tell you if you read their book, they did rituals. They
Yeah.
didn't try to hide it. European, they did rituals. They did some
So
pretty funky shit. When I tell you they did some pretty funky shit, they did some pretty funky shit. But yet and still, to the point where like when they just Robert Plant went and came out with a group called the Honey Drippers, completely opposite of what he was doing. Completely different.
Oh, well, they try and get away from it, right? They try and get away from what they were, but what it is they're now playing the duality card
Well, they
because the
look
switch to the duality card
balance.
allows them. Yeah, well, it's balanced, but when they play that duality card, it's I fucking raped you. Now I want to date you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're doing when they do this type of thing. See, now Ye is on the I fucking raped you, and this is what he said. He said this in his interview, but he didn't. He said in so many words, I raped you. Now I want to date you. He said, I don't want to be known as the artist. And when you see me in the airport and all you're thinking about is ass, 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 I don't want to be known as that. So he's now turned the Christian leaf over. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because this dude and all of these dudes understand what not we, you guys, the sheeples out there, don't want to understand. See, I know because I'm talking to you about sound waves, frequencies, and vibrations. Okay, so I already know that the harmonics can make your ass do. Look, you'll be weekend at Bernie on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like
Music turned on and you just
music turn on, you start going ham. You don't even know why you're going ham. You just going ham. So you mean to tell me that they can't omit a sound wave or a frequency
and they
through
were
these high
telling us
power
that
speakers?
then.
Yeah. You mean to tell me they can't omit a sound wave or frequency that's going to cause these people to start running for the damn doors like it's Black Friday, but they're going to a concert?
Bruh, I get my alerts, right? So I just get an alert, right? So Clubhouse sends me alerts. I go on Clubhouse, kind of do my thing on there, right?
Right.
So get an alert. In a room right now, they're talking. And the first thing you see is Travis Scott did one of the biggest rituals ever. This is being discussed by the masses. The biggest ritual ever.
Well, think about what you just said, right? And I'm going to tell you something else that my wife just said to me here a second ago. My wife said to me something that made me think. She said she had heard somebody say that we're actually in the biggest medical trial experiment ever.
Oh, yeah.
A global experiment, bro, is what we're in right now.
Oh, yeah.
What they say, Travis Scott? What summon demons and what?
Demons and from another realm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts.
You say Yu-Gi-Oh?
Facts. CFC, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. That's real.
You know, this
That's
dude,
real.
he did it because guess what? It's not Travis Scott. Just like it's not Ye. These are people who have given up themselves in order to be a part of something that is outer worldly, otherworldly. You know what I'm saying? These people are not in touch. They are not in contact for the simple fact that, you know, man, look, I looked it up, right? It's on Netflix. It's called Inside Job.
You had to say that shit, and I just man, look, I damn near spewed all over the screen. The man, look, if y'all don't know, y'all need to watch. Now I'm gonna tell you, after you watch the first episode, make sure you got about a half a day to binge, because you don't want to turn that shit off.
No.
Tell them. Tell them.
Oh my goodness.
Tell them.
Listen. Every possible conspiracy theory, well, I'm not gonna say every possible, but you've never look. All right, if you could take the Simpsons, right? If you could take the Simpsons and they show you that one little part where it's something that turns around to become a prediction that actually happens, well, that's what this show is chock full of. And it's nothing but conspiracy theories. It's nothing but ideas and things that have already happened, explanations. Now, the latest one that I saw, oh my goodness, they're at a function for the reptilians, right? And they say that they're the movers and shakers, so we want to make sure you don't offend them. So you need to know how to greet them, how to talk to them, because you know. And so you got to watch it. This show is they're called you know, I'm not even gonna tell you. You have to watch it. It's animation, you know what I'm saying? But you have to watch. It's called The Inside Job, and you have to watch this shit because it is literally like putting everything we're talking about right in your fucking face. And if you don't agree, let me know.
Do you see what's on the screen?
I can't read it that well as you can because I'm reading.
We need someone to go to Houston and get someone that was close. Since the portal Travis opened, you know, otherwise we're fucked. That's true. That's true. He said, bring some holy water. Look, there are people who were there that said basically they had a demonic feeling. They said that the whole thing just felt demonic. It felt eerie. Do you see what I'm saying?
These are people having this is their sobering moment. See, this is after you've been drunk. This is after you've done the walk of shame. This is after you got banged in the fucking porta potty upside down with your head in the fucking stool. That's what this is. You know what I'm saying? By three dudes. This is the walk of shame. This is when you sober up. Oh, I feel so dirty.
Bruh. Look. Fellas, Last call, been a bad night. Saw a chick, looked good. You didn't had about 3 drinks at last call because you had to get it in.
Right,
You wanted to get with something, and you was nice,
right, right.
and you handled the business, and you went to sleep and woke up the next morning and turned to your side and said, like, what happened? And then you're like, I didn't. And then you look under the covers and you butt ass naked, like, oh no. And then you try to slide out, like, oh damn, like I get, like, who are you? Look, some people have even woke up and screamed because what they thought they went to bed with wasn't what they woke up next to.
Hold on, wait a second. Did you see that latest Men in Black International? Did you ever see that one?
I did, but it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
This dude went to bed. When he woke up the next morning, he had to peel the tentacles off his ass. It left suction cup marks on his ass.
Bruh, look, go ahead and have that feeling if you want to. Look,
oh my God. That's what he did, though.
But yes, that's the equivalent. That's truly the equivalent of what's happening.
It's the walk of shame. It's the walk of shame. These people were molested by demonic forces. Okay, and remember, like my realist says, the universe is not based off of good and bad. That's what people tell your ass, and that's what you believe, because you need to believe in good and evil. It ain't about good and evil, because evil can do the right thing. When evil does what it's supposed to do, it's good. When good does what it's supposed to do, it can be bad. Think about the Christian. Think about think about think about the Inquisition. Think about the numbers that have died in the name of Jesus.
The Crusades.
Right. So when good is done good, it can be bad. And when bad is done bad, it can be good. So it's not about good and bad. It's about intent and purpose. Intent and purpose. And when you went to that damn Travis Scott, you knew that there was going to be some demonic shit going on. Don't try and sit up here and act, oh God, I feel bad. I washed the skin off of my shirt.
Consciously, they had no clue.
They didn't.
Consciously,
they didn't.
They did. They had the sheep to the slaughter. Consciously. Yeah. Subconsciously.
Yeah.
Oh, you programmed. Subconsciously, they're not going to come at you on a conscious level when it comes to something like that, because basically you'll see it coming. So they got to come at you in a way that, again, kind of like marketing. There's a reason why they use certain colors and certain tones and certain things. Yep. There's no different. Again, we talked about them changing the frequency of music to make people react a certain way. We talked about there are things that have been developed that literally can make you do some things to yourself, to other people.
Yep. What do you say?
Y'all got some baked beans. Y'all got some baked beans in the sleeves and cornbread.
What do you say? I'm in the show right now.
Yo.
What did he say? We got some what?
We need to have this individual. We need to find out who in canned food. He's like, look, y'all got some baked beans in the shelves and some canned food. That's real.
You gotta break that one down for me, man. I'm slow. I'm trying to catch up. But I need the mustard. You know what I'm saying? But no, I it's just the thing is, man, people have chosen to be oblivious. And by being oblivious, they don't realize how they're being hurted. Like, and so they're running to like, I mean, just imagine, right? When I saw that clip today of people just running through the gates, it just reminded me of what happens when people are being herded into a certain, they were being herded, bro, and they did not know why they were being herded. Like they were running and smiling, falling and getting back up and running like yeah, woo-hoo. You know what I'm saying? It was the Squid Games all over. Red light, green light, pow, 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 pow.
But that's factual. Interesting how again you can spin fiction into nonfiction.
Right, right. Because you can't write this shit. Somebody's writing it though, but you can't write this shit. Look. I need a production budget. Give me a production budget. I will beat Kanye's ass with his own shit. I will make a movie about this motherfucker and I'll call it Yacon. And they won't even know. They'll be thinking I'm talking about Akon and Kanye at the same time. You know what I'm saying? They don't, because they are writing some scripts, bro. Like, I don't even listen. The type of shit that's happening right now, I have to look. You know how I'm gonna die? I'm gonna die laughing myself to death. I'm going to be laughing at all of these sheep like, you dumbass, you didn't see that one coming, bruh. It's the saw. It's the jigsaw killer on a on a mass level. It's like, as if he's not just playing one-on-one. He's playing like thousands on a thousands. Like, these are the jigsaw killers, like victims running at this dude for what? Where they're running like they're gonna get some money. What are you running for? And I don't want to look. I don't want to say it's got anything to do with Generation Y. But what was a fucking 14-year-old and a 16-year-old and doing at a concert for Travis Scott?
They went to McDonald's and got his burger. They got his meal deal. they got indoctrinated. They went and got the meal deal, bro. At that point, they didn't have a choice. They didn't have a choice.
The parent. Listen, I want to hope that the 14-year-old that died and the 16-year-old that died as a result of being trampled and crushed to death and asphyxiated, I want to hope that their parents were totally oblivious and did not know that they were at the concert. I want to hope that their parents didn't eat that Travis Scott hamburger at McDonald's and get indoctrinated and say, yeah, you can go to the concert. I know you're 14, but you can go.
But think about it this way. Also think about this. Will we ever know who the parents are? Are these kids that were, is that maybe a child that was potentially kidnapped, brainwashed?
Let me take it to another level.
For such a reason. Because again, they gotta clean shit up. A lot of stuff is being let out. They're still finding bodies in Canada.
Still.
So don't think like when the fuckery gets a foot, it gets a foot. Now these kids have basically been in captivity who knows how long. Stockholm syndrome, which means now you're in love with your captors. You'll do whatever they say.
Yep.
Don't take the jab though.
Shit. I mean, hell, these people might have took the jab, and that might have been what was controlling their ass. Yeah.
Look. One of the things, of course, because you know your boy, I got a little like I said, when I kept seeing this ritual thing, you know me,
Mm-hmm.
I went down the rabbit hole. They were saying how basically 5G may have played a part in this.
Mm.
Do you see what I'm saying? Because basically, of
Mm-hmm.
course, you know, maybe as an activation, turn shit on, people, next thing you know, they fried. Next thing you know, you passing out. So is the jab thing that they're talking about a distraction from the fact that these people may have literally been shorted out from the inside?
Mm. Mm.
Hmm. Inquiring
See,
minds, things that make you go, hmm.
there's a lot of things, man. There's a lot of questions around here. One thing we can know, bro, the one thing that just caught me, like I said, was when I looked at his shirt and I saw that, and I'm like, person jumping through portal, people running through gates, people getting trampled. What in the hell? How do you wear a shirt where people are? Why are you wearing a shirt on a day that people get trampled at your concert?
Maybe he watched The Simpsons and it already happened, so he knew.
Uh, done. Done. Stick a fork in it. Done.
maybe he knew that's how maybe that's how he figured it out. Because look, I'm gonna tell you what, people. Nothing in this world is a coincidence. It's not. Even though we might think it is, it's not. And when you start to think it's a coincidence, you're giving away your power.
Facts.
So at that point, you need to really ask the most powerful three-letter word ever created in the English language. Why? And then be like a pit bull, latch on, and don't let go until it makes sense to you feeling it. This will lead you on 1,001 goose chases, dog chasing his tail, ring a bell, and stops and then gets back up later on because it's tired and dizzy and tries to do it again.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Lock on, and when it feels right, let go. You've got your answer. You found what resonates with you. Because see, what resonates with me, what resonates with Earth, might not resonate with you. We might be all on the same accord, but there's a different string that resonates with each and every one of us because we all see things through our own lenses. So you're not going to see it from my angle nor Earth's angle. You're not. But the thing is, we all have to remember, instead of trying to be like, well, my angle's the right way and not your angle's the wrong way. No. Remember, we're all looking at the same thing.
I'm going to add to that.
Remember that.
I can't take away from that. So I'm going to add to it. If we are all the same entity, why would I want to look at it the same way he looks at it? Because we're all looking for different perspectives to acquire all the different possibilities that are. And by doing that, it allows us to see the many variations of one single point. And that's the beauty of what we do. Because Earth is not always right, sky is not always right, Earth and sky are not always right, but Earth and sky give you 180 degrees each of a 360-degree picture. Earth and sky give you 360 degrees each of a 720-degree picture, and so forth and so on. You see what I'm saying? So, what we're doing is giving you like the information so you can understand to not lose focus in your sight, in your picture, and to not let it get clouded by the mental effigy that comes with all this fucked up bullshit that
Oh,
happens in this world.
what did the shadow say? The clouded mind sees nothing. How do
clouded
you make
mind sees nothing.
how do you make a building disappear in the middle of a downtown? Buildings have been there and it has always been there, but basically the mind got clouded, and when the mind got clouded, people thought it was an abandoned lot. Damn skyscraper
Clouded,
sitting in the middle of downtown, chilling.
the clouded mind sees nothing. Nothing. Uncloud your mind. And it doesn't have to be done the way that everybody tells you. Don't get on everybody else's diet. Get on your diet. Because you
No
have
guru.
you have to remember the first three letters of the word diet are die. So you have to kill off whatever you need to kill off in you that allows you to go on that diet and be successful. Diet, your diet. Don't get on no keto diet. Don't get on no all of these other different diets. Man, listen, get off of the bullshit. Hey, yo, red man, get off that bullshit. Get off that punk smooth shit.
She told him no, and then what did he do? He got back to being red.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You need to get back to being you. You need to get back to being who you are.
Here's the thing, though. Earth. A lot of people have no idea who they are, nor do they want to find out, because basically they've been programmed that ignorance is bliss. So at that point, they realize if I go digging, I'm going to find something. And if I find what I think I'm going to find, it's going to crush me. I don't want to be crushed. Me no squish like grape. Me no squish like grape. No squishy. No
I don't want to be wine. I want to wine, but I don't want to be wine. Don't squish this grape.
You heard? So now at this point, people would rather be blind to the fact. Well, see, that used to work. We are in a new age. We'll put it this way. Staying blind to the fact now will cost you something greater than now. So truths are being put right in front of your face. Now, if you didn't think that that was a hand, something wrong with you. People, that was not a sheet of paper. That was not a book.
That was not a roadmap.
Thank you. But there are those people who will tell you, oh, he held the book up. Those are the people you want to stay far away from. Because things are changing. The solar flares that are hitting the planet almost every day now. Last week was bad with it. A lot of things are happening. People are evolving. Things are evolving. And you can't hide anything anymore, people. You can't hide anything. All of that stuff, I've been trying to tell people in my personal, do your shadow work. Get in the closet that you don't want nobody to know about. Take all them bones out, sort them out, deal with them. And then throw them out. But most people don't want to do that. So then you end up potentially in a situation like a concert, manipulated by frequency, because you don't know your own. Again, there were people who were like, I was supposed to be there.
You better be glad you weren't.
Higher self said, I'm going to keep you away from that. Exactly. Some funny business. Yes, extremely.
Very funny business.
You see what I'm saying? I'm going to keep you away from that. Your conscious mind wants to be there. You got other fish to fry. So your car broke down. Babysitter fell through. That extra bonus didn't come in, so you couldn't get the tickets. You couldn't meet the dude to get the tickets, or they sold out of tickets. See, again, when you know yourself to a certain level, your higher self will step in and say, no, 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 no. Like Mr. Matumbo say, not in my
Not
house.
in my house. Hey
So with
man,
that,
look.
people, I mean, we've done a 2-hour Joan. We said we was only going to give you one, but we always under promise and over deliver. It's what Earth and Sky do. It's what we do. But that was my parting shot. What you got, Earth?
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. Number one, CFC, appreciate your comments, brother. Appreciate you chiming in with us and joining the Earth and Sky show, Earth and Sky Interactive. This is my first time seeing you on, so definitely salute to you. Hope you'll join us again in the future. Definitely want to shout out a couple of very promising businesses that are backing the Earth and Sky show. That are, at the same time, the Earth and Sky show is backing them. You know what I mean? Because we get behind those in the community, and these are living proof. And we're gonna show you them on the way out. But my parting shot is this: the simulation is exposing that it's a simulation. And for some reason, the simulation has decided to expose itself. And now you're seeing the video games really happening in real time. Now,
GTA.
not yet, this is GTA. This is not real life. This is real life that's happening right in front of your eyes. And if you got your G centered properly, then you're gonna see it through your eyes. You know what I mean? Your energy is going to connect with what's real and it's going to dismiss what is fake. And that's just the reality of it. So, once again, Earth and Sky has come to deliver some realness to you. We're not trying to get you to think any other way other than who you are and who you're
Edutain.
supposed to be. Because we are strictly here
Edutain.
to edutain. Are you not edutained?
Edutainment.
What did
Live
CFC
and
say on the last
direct.
shout out? What did he say on the last? I just want to hear what I didn't. You put it up and
Oh,
took it
they
down so
actually
quick.
paid to die.
Yeah, yeah, they paid to die. You know what I'm
Again,
saying?
we
You're
we we
paying.
gonna
You're paying.
you know
Yeah.
what? You know what? You
What's
know what?
that?
You know what? You know what? We're gonna have to do a special show sometime this week and really go over birth contracts
I'm with it.
because so many things are coming up and a lot of people are really shook over a lot of entities leaving this planet, and they can't understand or explain why those entities are leaving this planet.
Mm,
And I think that for those who are curious, I think it would help them greatly.
yeah.
For those who don't know, who are willing to open their eyes, I think they will benefit greatly as well. So I think we need to have a special show, literally about birth contracts. Seriously, seriously.
Okay. I mean, if you wanted, you call a day. You call a day. You spit out a day. We'll make it happen. You know what I
Well,
mean?
usually we do the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Usually, you know what I'm saying. I mean, we can make it tomorrow's show. We can do a Tuesday special. We can make it a Wednesday special. I mean, either way you cut it, but I think it would really help a lot of people right now. You know what I'm saying? I think it would really help a lot of people and they would benefit. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't
Okay.
know. Especially people, especially going on with this.
Yeah. Let's give him the wake up. Let's give him that wake up. Let's give him the wake up
So
tomorrow. Let's do that tomorrow. Let's give him that wake up tomorrow.
all right.
Let's give it to him tomorrow. So you heard it live and direct. Are we gonna? What time are we gonna go live? We're gonna do it at 8 or 9.
You want to go with 9?
Let's go at 9.
Okay, 9 o'clock, live and
9 o'clock.
direct, right here, people, right
You heard
here.
it right here. Now, if you would roll that beautiful beam footage of those entities who support Earth to Sky and Earth to Sky support, so they know who they need to check out if they're in the Atlanta area, and eventually who they'll be checking out nationwide once they expand out. Go ahead and run that beautiful beam footage because you know what we do.
Hustle Mart USA, people. Hustle Mart USA. Trust me when I tell you, They got everything all natural you could ever imagine. And I'm talking about high powered, all natural cleaning solutions that you only need a cap, a small a cap. All natural.
Look, I washed this shirt in it as well. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of different clothes over there. They're going to be carrying the Gorilla brand at the top of the year. So you will be able to actually go to Hustle Mart USA to pick up your Gorilla shirts, your Gorilla hoodies, your Gorilla this, your Gorilla that.
Get your
We'll
fur
have
right,
it
people.
over
Get
there
your
for
fur
you.
right.
Get your fur right. Go to Hustle Mart USA. And while you're in the same plaza, what else can you do?
Grand Fume Cigar Lounge. Bruh, look, if you've ever been to a cigar shop, usually it's a really small spot. They might have maybe a very small area for maybe one group of people to sit, and they might have a private smoking room that might fit like maybe 5 people comfortably. That's away from everybody else. This spot is not that spot. This spot, literally, you can take groups of people, your company, your corporation could go there, have an event, and literally everybody's got their own space, comfortable couches, tables, great cigars, a great selection of cigars, all the paraphernalia that you would need, everything that you need to go chill at a cigar lounge. This is a lounge, not a
It's a
shop,
lounge.
a
It's a
lounge.
lounge's lounge. And
You want
listen,
to go there and check it out. And they also do other things. They have events. They do open mic night. You know what I'm saying? So you can go there, listen to some spoken word, whatever they got going on, whatever the artists are flowing on. Enjoy you some of the finest tobacco. You want to check out Grand Fume, and it's right in the same plaza. The same plaza. You can get your shopping on, and you can get your tobacco on, and be entertained and possibly edutained. Same spot.
same spot. So when you're in Atlanta, off of Riverdale Road, go check out Hustle Mart USA. Get your shop on. You know, look. One of the things that I like that they got these little puppies right here.
Oils. It's the
Listen,
oils.
if you're into oils, oh my goodness. Let me tell you. Hustle Mart USA. Go see my brother. Yusef, aka Hustle You. And he's gonna tell you one thing. If you hustle together, you won't struggle together. Okay?
United we hustle. That's the slogan.
Divided we struggle.
There you go. There you go.
Okay? So yo, you know what it is, man. Earth and sky, man, opened up the heavens to counteract whatever Travis Scott was doing out there. We counteracted it today. You know what I'm saying? So just what me and him and I doing, we do. Booyaka. Do you see? Do you see? And I want to send an extra special shout out to Sabotage. Sabotage Music Gorilla. Listen, when I tell you what's about to happen in 22, I won't tell you. I'll show you. So be looking for that. Sabotage Music is a sabotage.
22.
22.
Be back in 2 and 2.
2 and 2. Boy, I used to love that show. Woo! Hey, man, Earth and Sky, man. You know how we do it, man. We love y'all. Thank y'all for chiming in. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for paying attention. Please go support those businesses that support us. And we would definitely want to see y'all on Monday at 9 when we come and start talking to y'all about the birth contract so you can understand your purpose. Purpose. You are not worthless. You have a purpose.
T-shirt.
Ooh.
We'll discuss that in a minute. All right, y'all.
Peace.